Friends, today I am going to discuss money multiplier approach, which is a very important approach for monetary economics. So to start with, we will see the two main approaches to money stock determination, money multiplier approach and the another one is the balance sheet approach, which is also called the structural approach. Money multiplier approach focuses on the relationship between M and H, that is money stock and reserve money, while balance sheet approach focuses on the analysis of individual items in the balance sheet of the consolidated monetary sector in explaining the variations in money stock.
So here we will see money stock determination with money multiplier approach. Money stock can be classified into two broad groups. First, that affect the reserve money H, which is also called the high powered money or the nominal reserve money or the monetary base. Another one is that affects the money multiplier small m. So the money stock is equal to M into H, that is money multiplier into high powered money.
The high powered money or the reserve money is often called as the heart of the money multiplier approach. It consists of C plus R. C is currency held by general public and R stands for bank reserve. H is also called the monetary base because bank deposits are multiple of bank reserve, which are major component of money stock through the process of multiple deposit creation. Currency held by general public is also included in reserve money because it can be transferred by public to banks in exchange for bank deposit and the bank reserve would increase equivalently. Now let us focus on the sources of change in reserve money. So reserve money comprises net monetary liability of the central bank. These liabilities are created in the process of generating matching assets by the central bank and it follows from the asset side of the balance sheet. So the sources of change in reserve money are net RBI credit to the government, RBI credit to the banks, RBI credit to the commercial sectors, net foreign exchange asset of RBI, government's currency liability to the public, minus net non-monetary liability of RBI. Now, let us see the derivation of money multiplier with broad money. Broad money is M3, which is M1 plus time deposit, where M1 is the currency with the public and demand deposit in banks and time deposit added to it becomes M3. Now, broad money multiplier is M3 equals to small m into H, where small m is called as the broad money multiplier. H is the high powered money or reserve money, as we have already seen that H is equal to C plus R, currency with the public plus reserve with the banks. Now we can rewrite the broad money multiplier small m equals to M3 upon H, which is further written as currency plus demand deposit plus time deposit upon currency with the public plus reserve with the banks. Now we further see that equation of broad money multiplier, which stands for C, currency with the public, demand deposit in banks and time deposit with the banks upon C, currency with the public plus R. This R stands for reserve to deposit ratio of demand deposit and time deposit. Now we divide all the components with demand deposit, which plays a very important role in multiplier process. So we get this as a resultant equation, where it is M broad money multiplier stands for M stands for 1 plus C upon DD. This C upon DD is now called as the currency ratio. In this equation, we call it as a currency with the public, but now we will call it as a currency ratio. Now time deposit upon demand deposit is now called as the time deposit ratios, whereas in this equation, earlier equation, we called it as a time deposits in the banks upon currency ratio with the public plus R 1 plus time deposit ratios. So now it is important to note that in this equation we are talking about the currency ratio, time deposit ratio. Whereas in this equation, in the earlier equation, we were just talking about the absolute figure, that the currency with the public, demand deposit with the banks, and time deposit with the banks.
Now, the sources of change in money multiplier can be easily understood from the equation of the broad money multiplier. So, these sources are small c, which is currency to demand deposit ratio, which is also called as currency ratio, small t, which is time deposit to demand deposit ratio, that is time deposit ratio, small r, that is ratio to bank reserve to demand and time deposit together. Now, from the money multiplier equation, we find that C, T and R, that is currency ratio, time deposit ratio and reserve ratio, are called the proximate determinants of money multiplier, but not the ultimate determinant of money multiplier process, because these ratios are themselves behavioral in character. If we talk about the currency ratio, that is C upon DD, it is a subjective determinant which depend upon person to person. Some person might be having more preference to keep money in hands, that is having a more preference of liquidity rather than keeping it in bank, while another might be having less preference for liquidity, that is less money in hands, and keep more money in bank to earn interest on it. So that depends upon person to person. It is totally a subjective thing, and that is why it is called the proximate determinant, not the ultimate determinant of money multiplier process. Whereas reserve requirement is inversely related to the money multiplier. Now let us see the adjustment factor in money multiplier. I will be discussing the adjustment factor in detail in my next video. I am just giving a brief picture on it. So in 1984, Rangarajan and Singh suggested adjustment factor in money multiplier, which consists of current CRR minus initial CRR into demand and time liability plus incremental reserve minus net CRR default of all commercial banks. So if we deduct the adjustment factor from high powered money, we will get adjusted reserve money, that is H star. The resultant adjustment factor is a measure of bank reserve liberated or absorbed by the change in the reserve requirement compared with the base period. It is believed that the impact of H on monetary expansion could be understood better if money multiplier is made invariant to the change in the cash reserve requirement. So if you have any question on the present video, please leave your question in the comment box and like and subscribe my channel to get further notifications. Thank you so much.